All right, folks, welcome back to the Live at a Dollar Podcast Network. You see the guys next to me. You know what we're about to talk about right now. And you see Tom Brady's helmet. By the way, that's literally from his game. Just joking. It's not from his game. We probably bought it at an auction somewhere. But we'll get back to that in a second now. CJ, JT, the football guys are here. We are done with preseason. We're going to recap that just here for a second. We're going to give our predictions for the season. And then, guys, we are getting ready for week 1 of the NFL season. We're finally here. The summer is over. Preseason is over. We are getting to rock and roll, this and that. Look at this. Look at the excitement level on these guys right now. Let's start with this. Because preseason is now over, anything big newsworthy, because the guys are getting cut as we're kind of doing this podcast, as we're taping. By the time this airs, you might see all the cuts come out, or just about all of them come out at this point. Rough days for a couple of, for a bunch of guys around the league. CJ know a bunch of these players. CJ's been in the league. He understands that day more than anyone else. It's tough. And CJ, I am going to go to you on this before we even get to any more. That day, waiting, knowing that you're either going to get that phone call to come see the coach, or the guy's going to come knock on your door, whatever the case is, or you're not going to get a call or a knock and just continue to wait until you realize, oh my God, I think I made the 53 at this point. Yeah. What is that like? What's that day like? What's that 24 hours when you know it's coming like?
It's a very, very, probably one of the longest days of my life. I mean, it starts at 6 a.m. and it ends at 6 p.m.
Oof.
So you're up at.
Sounds like one of our shifts here.
Yeah, you're sitting there
like, if you're an undrafted guy or a guy that's like borderline, is bouncing around from practice squad to practice squad, you're either looking for that call. That call can mean one or two things. One, we're bringing you in for practice squad, or two, we're releasing you.
Right.
You're going to stay on waiver wires and see if someone else can pick you up. And, you just don't know. Any little budge movement on your phone, you're grabbing it like quick, trying to answer the phone and stuff like that. You'll have some teams that sign you right away. You'll have some teams that sign you at 5:55, like how I got signed by the Jets.
Right.
Which was kind of crazy. Then had to show up to the meeting at 6:30.
Jeez.
It's kind of like a draft part 2.
Yes, almost. Yes, 100%.
Right.
It's crazy. It's stressful. So.
Did everybody, you tell people to stop calling like your phone and texting?
Oh, yes.
Because I could just imagine at that point too. I'd be sitting there and I would get like the like the alert on my phone from Burger King telling me the Whoppers are BOGO today, and I'd freak out that it's coming on because I think I'm getting cut from the team or something.
I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb and just put like my agent and like all the coaches that I had numbers on
alert
on my favorites so that they can go through, because like I said, like all my family and friends knew it was cut day and stuff like that, so they're checking in on me. I'm like, listen, I appreciate you guys checking on me, but I am stressed beyond measures right now. So I would
just hold on.
Appreciate if I sign or whenever I sign, you could text and check in on me then. But right now, I am sweating from head to toe, and I just want to get this over with. But to everyone that doesn't know about the process, chat, and you guys are ragging on players because they didn't play good, they didn't do this, chat. It's a tough. It's process.
Rough.
It's very rough, and it's a lot of mental battles that people go through when they go through this whole process, and I've been through it. I know a lot of my homeboys been through it, so it's stressful. Just give them some leniency, give them some space, and then everything will be fine. Let them breathe.
You got to give good guys some time, just in case. It's either going to be one of the best days of their life or one of the worst days of their life, and that's it. There's really no middle ground to that.
You got Ben DiNucci being cut from the NFL for the 7th time beer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the best beer is the airport beer, right?
It sucks for him, but it's awesome that he posted that. It's like, well, brother,
You gonna get mad at him?
Not everyone can have that.
Right. Like, but it's a weird 24-hour span for the entire league. Like I said, like instead of you knowing that you're going to be the starter, you're on the team, or you're a first round or second round pick, you just kind of know, even if I had a bad camp or not, I'm making the team, I'm not worried. It's those guys at the bottom. It's the guys from like 78 on who are close to maybe making the team special team wise, or now just grasping for straws for a practice squad spot. And I can get that. I totally understand that. All right. So if we're going to sum up the last couple weeks of the NFL, if we're going to sum up the preseason, JT, I'm going to start here with you. Was this really all about – because the headline every single day was something with the Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders. It was not anything else. CJ made a great point in the last pod. The number 1 overall pick in the draft, we're not even talking about at this point, or the team he's on. No one even brings him up. You look at like the top 5 storylines from preseason. I don't even think the Titans are in that top 5.
You really hear more about Jackson Dart, too.
Right. Well, I was about to say, the number – a guy that was drafted up there. Right.
He's great.
Right.
He's phenomenal.
So is it at this point – kind of, are you happy it's kind of over? I'm kind of happy the preseason's over. Just don't have to deal with the Shedeur stuff anymore.
Dude,
whether I like him or not, it has nothing to do with it. Right.
Oh, dude, I'm fired up that the preseason's
Right.
Preseason's like, all right, like we get a taste of preseason. It's fun for a week or two.
Right.
And then
you want
you're
real
like,
ball.
Right. Right.
and I want more.
Right.
Give me more.
Yes.
Give me.
I can't get enough. Right.
Yeah.
Can't get enough.
Let me see Justin Jefferson on the field.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me see my guys on the field. You want to see your starters out there, and you want to get your full team out there and see what they're made of.
100%,
Because you get a little glimpse, you get a little taste of the pie. I mean, now you want the whole thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm pumped that football is actually about to start.
Yeah, me too.
And
I'm so excited.
You got a taste of like week 0 college.
Oh my
college
God.
football.
Right.
I mean, I thought Hawaii Stanford was the
Bro,
best thing.
that was the best game I've seen in a very long time.
I literally thought that was. I mean, that was like, wow, oh my God,
Right.
Hawaii Stanford, hell yeah! And it's like now I'm like, all right, now let's get into the real meat and potatoes of
Itching for football.
Right,
Itching
exactly.
for football
it. You know
at
what
this
I mean?
point.
So, yeah, man, I'm fired up about it.
Yeah, I'm just happy that kind of like the preseason storylines are kind of over with at this point. Obviously, we'll talk about rookies, and we're going to have a big week preview next week for you also as well when we're talking about all the stuff with week 1, and we're going to do the picks. I'm excited for that too because we're going to keep them all year long. We're going to keep running standings here for the guys here, the 4 of us, Kobe included. We're going to have those in there, but I'm just happy it's over for all like the crazy preseason stories that we'll never hear about kind of again. The Shedeur stuff's one thing. We'll hear about that
you'll hear about
until
it from
whatever.
time to
But
time,
like I said, and you brought them up too, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Genty, all these guys that we've talked about for the last couple of weeks. I'll start with you there also. The Genty stuff too. Any change after seeing him in a preseason game? It was preseason, like we said. It was kind of B squad, C squad type stuff.
I got into this argument with one of my good friends from high school. He's a big Genty fan just because he played running back as well too. Genty's a great back. Like I said this from the start. I'm not taking away from his talent.
Right.
I'm not taking anything away. The Raiders took a risk at taking him and when they did, I applaud them for doing that. It's the Raiders. Who's a Raiders fan around here? Not many. You'll be surprised.
Not a lot. I like
But-
Brock Bowers.
It's not a lot, man. We're a long,
It's not a lot that you would know
we're a long
about.
ways away
Right.
from.
But-
the area.
Right.
He
I
had
like Vegas.
he had a pretty good preseason. I don't know what O-line, first string, second string, or
Right.
whatever was in. He
Right.
played well. He ran through some guys like I knew he would. I still need to see more. I need to see regular season. I still need to see good on good. In order for me to change my mind, and I'm a man of word, I'll change my mind. I'll eat my words. I don't care. But
But versus the ones.
yes,
Right.
I need to see it good on good before I sit there and eat my own words.
Right.
And is he capable of it? I 100% do. But I can't just go back on my word without seeing some more proof.
Yeah.
That's what I just need to see.
And I get that. I could totally understand that at that point. You brought up Jackson Dart also. My brother's a Giants fan. He watched the preseason Giant, and the first thing he said to me was, "We got our guy. We got our guy." I love the hype during preseason also because CJ said it. They're the 2s, they're the 3s, especially in this last game where it's really just none of the vets are even really going out there and doing anything. Jackson Dart, you're a believer after seeing a little preseason ball with him?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Jackson Dart is. I mean, I personally think he's either going to be the best quarterback out of the class, or it's right there between him and Cam Ward.
Okay.
They're 1 and 2 for me, whichever one works out. I mean, I think Jackson Dart's going to be the better of the two.
Right.
Just because of the fact, like what we talked about last week, the quarterback room. He has Malik Neighbors, he has the weapons, he's got the running backs, and obviously he has the defense now too as well. So I mean, yeah, I think Jackson Dart is put in the position to succeed.
One thing I will say, Chad, we do read all the comments, and we respond to all of them.
All of them.
I seen a lot of people get confused with us saying Jackson Dart is going to start. I didn't say he's going to start right away.
Right.
It's going to come to a point in the season where they're just going to try it out. Every NFL team does it when it's a rookie quarterback that's supposed to be good. If he doesn't come in and start right away,
Try him out.
they're going to try him out. They're going to give him a shot, Chad. And I truly believe he's going to seize that moment. And I don't know how long Russell has. I don't know what did he sign with the Giants?
I think it was a 3-year deal, maybe a 2-year deal.
It was around there.
I mean, listen, outside of Russell Wilson having this resurgence in New York where this team wins 10 games this year, I expect to see Jackson Dart at some point.
No,
I totally do at this point.
Him.
Right.
They spent the first round draft
right.
on him for a reason. So they obviously want to see what he's capable of and stuff like that. And then another point that people brought up into the comment section, they were saying, oh, he's playing against 2s and 3s. this is what I have to say about that. Everybody in the NFL is in the NFL for a reason.
Right.
There's no such thing as a trash guy at any position. I don't care if it's 1 on the depth chart, 2 on the depth chart, 3 on the depth chart. They've worked their ASS off to get to that point.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it's preseason and you're playing against freaking Hoorah Jones or whoever. You're still out there playing in the NFL. Only 1% of people make it to the NFL.
Yeah.
1%. Out of how many people try out each year? I don't even know how many people attempt to make it.
It's probably a lot, man.
It's a lot. So for people to sit here and be like, "Oh, he's doing it against poop talent," these are talented players that's in the NFL that work their butts off to get there. So I wouldn't disrespect or downplay Jackson Dart's play. You still have to go out there and perform.
Right.
At a quarterback position.
For sure.
As a rookie, you're walking into meetings and you have 64 plays installed in a day and they expect you to know in the next 2 hours. As a quarterback, you have to know everything on the field. So give him some credit. Just give him a little bit.
I like that. By the way, CJ doesn't know, JT, that we're big buyers on Hoorah Jones.
Yeah.
He doesn't know yet.
I got it.
Me and you were PCing him this year, right?
I know. We split his sheet.
Right. Like we're trying our best to. And by the way, if anyone's out there, you got Hoorah Jones. We are buyers at this point as well.
Yeah,
we are buyers at this point.
Prism Gold.
Right. We're looking for one-on-ones. We're looking for that's it.
Great player.
All right, so let's go this because we are going to preview the season in general, but I wanted to ask you about this, and I think I kind of know your answers. Give me a sleeper team that you like this year. Maybe they made the playoffs last year. Maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
But someone who you think is going to make a little bit of a jump from last season. If it was obviously a playoff team, you think they're going to make the Super Bowl or come close to it. If they weren't and they were bottom feeders, you think that maybe at this point, maybe they get up to that 7 win or that 5 to 7 win mark if they were only at 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
I think New Orleans is the only team that we're all on kind of same page where this is not a sleeper team. Maybe they're sleepy team. I don't know. This could be a team where we're talking
sleepy.
about. Right. This could be a team we're talking about in 4 months that maybe has 2 wins. Like you just never know what's going to end up happening. But give me a team that you like this year that didn't necessarily make that jump last year, but you think this year, this is the one. This is the season.
Yeah,
for them.
man. I mean, I'm going to keep it real simple, real easy for you. It's the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I
All
figured.
right? So, I mean, yes, we went 14-3 last year with Sam Darnold. Right? Get bounced by the Rams. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, they got J.J. McCarthy. You know, how good is it going to go? You know, I think Hard Rock has us at 9.5 wins, 8.5 wins, something like that.
I like the over on that.
Slam the over. We are literally the regular season warriors. That is a free bet, by the way. You take the Vikings over regular season wins this year. You put the house on it, you know. And then also, I think that they're a 12-win team this year, and plus I think they win a playoff game as well.
Okay, there you go.
So I mean.
That would be an upgrade then after last season.
The Minnesota Vikings will win a playoff game. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. And, you know, I think they have a very good season this year.
Okay.
I mean, dude, our defense is
sick. That's the crazy part. The defense could be better than the offense, and the offense is sick.
Yeah.
Like,
the
that's
offense
the
is
crazy
sick.
part. Right.
The defense is better than the offense.
Right.
More than likely. And it's like, dude, I mean, we have a great team. We got a great coach. J.J. McCarthy has a great head on his shoulders. Should do pretty fine this
Andrew Van Ginkel to the moon. To the moon at this point.
moon.
CJ, same thing for you.
I'll go since he went NFC. I'll go AFC.
Okay.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll say Buffalo.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Josh
Fantastic.
Allen.
I like it.
I would love to see Josh Allen win a Super Bowl. You know, he's come up short. Patrick Mahomes has his number right now.
Right.
It's tough. You know, they had the weapons. You know, Josh is a superhuman. You know, he does things on his own as well.
Guy's amazing.
I truly hope and I truly think that Buffalo makes an even deeper run than they have the past few years. I mean, Josh deserves it, and you know the AFC is tough. You got
it is.
Patrick, Josh, Lamar,
Whenever-
Joe. Like it's tough.
Whenever the Bills play, I mean, more than likely, whenever the Bills play the Chiefs, do they get past the Chiefs this year, do you think?
Because you know that's going to be a playoff game.
You know
It's going to be either week 2 in the divisional round or the AFC Championship game, KC and Buffalo. Something close to that.
It's hard to go against Mahomes though. At the same time, that's why I say Buffalo still though, because I want Josh Allen to do it. I just want to see someone different.
You want
know?
you want to see it happen, but
Right.
you
I want
don't
to see
know
it.
if
Yes,
it's going to.
it's tough for me to say. Like I said, the AFC is tough. You know, I'm sure you're a believer. You think the NFC is better, but AFC is.
The AFC's got some killers in it, though. It
it's-
really does. I think the NFC is very top-heavy with a couple teams, and the AFC's got more of a depth of like 1 through 10. But I do think the NFC's got a couple of heavy hitters on top that it's going to be like the Phillies of the world, the Minnesotas of the world. These are really good teams that if they do click, they're real like
dangerous.
Stop top to bottom. We just talked about Minnesota's offense and defense. Minnesota's offense is sick, but their defense could be better.
Yeah.
Like that's the scary part. It's the same thing when you look at like Philadelphia. Sometimes you look at first off, you know how NFL teams are built, or the proper way to kind of build them, offense and defensive line.
Yeah.
Philly, number 1 or number 2 in offense and defensive line just about every single year, and they have good surrounding players around them. But supporting cast is great. That is where I think the AFC might kind of knock each other out at that point. And in like last year, the NFC, I don't think anyone walked into that Rams game and thought Minnesota was going to lose that game.
Nah,
I thought the Rams are a good team.
I didn't.
Maybe they were hot. I was like, Minnesota's going to end up winning this game at some point, whatever it is. So the NFC, that's the whole point. If some of their top dogs, if Philly and Minnesota, was brutal, right? I hate to even bring it back up.
Hurts.
It does. Those kind of things in the NFC could change the entire NFC in that first round or whatnot. Whoever doesn't get that bye with that 1 seed, if it's Philly or Minnesota or someone up there on top, then all of a sudden if that 2 seed loses, then it's wide open. In the AFC, it could be the 7 seed that ends up getting to the Super Bowl. It could be a chair where Buffalo doesn't win the division somehow, some way, but I think they will, where they're like the 6 or 7 seed. And they're going to end up making the Super Bowl. I think the AFC is just the depth is in the AFC, but the top heavy teams I think are in the NFC at that point.
So I want to ask you guys, who do you guys think wins MVP this year?
Oof.
I'll be honest. I think it's too soon for me to ballpark that. But if I were to put,
if you had to pick an MVP,
I'll tell you what. I have a sleeper pick for it.
Josh Allen. I would just go
Baker Mayfield.
I actually kind of like that.
Baker Mayfield is my sleeper pick for the MVP.
You know, man.
Because of the fact that
oh my God. Yes.
I just think that listen, we have a fantasy football draft today. We've been fantasy football drafting for days now, this and that. I have now been in about 3 or 4 different ones where obvious ones are coming off first. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. These guys are all coming off first in that. After the top tier, before Mahomes gets drafted, Baker Mayfield is the guy that gets picked.
Hell yeah.
I have Baker on my team. I picked him before Mahomes. Everyone at my draft was like, oh my God, what an idiot. And I'm thinking, do you guys look at the numbers? Are you watching what's going on? Mahomes wins games. If it's a 1-game situation where it's Baker versus Patrick Mahomes, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes. If you're talking about a season of stats together for a team where some guy that could put up MVP numbers, maybe win 11 games, 12 games for that team, Baker Mayfield's my sleeper MVP.
Baker scrambles.
Right.
He was top 4 in yards.
Right.
He was top 3 in passing touchdowns. He had 41 passing touchdowns last year. And then he adds Emeka Egbuka.
Already to a Hall of Famer, Mike Evans.
Already with Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan, a very slept-on receiver. Wish Sterling Shepard, was producing a little bit more. Boomer sooner. But he has the wide receivers, man. Chris Godwin,
Godwin,
come on, man.
Injured, and if he comes back fully healthy, and Baker's got all those weapons there, and then Bucky Irving,
He has a crazy offense. That's who I was gonna pick. Baker Mayfield, dark horse MVP, book it.
I like it. I might be behind you guys on that one.
Yeah, I just think that. There it is. So Kobe's here with us, and he'll be our 4th voice you always hear on this podcast. And basically everything at the Live at a Dollar podcast network goes through Kobe. Kobe's a huge Steeler fan. Kobe's now has Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. He's never going to shut up about it until at this point, somehow, some way, they go 1-6 to start the season, and Aaron Rodgers gets cut or retires at that point. That might be the last of it. But I will tell you this. Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, if that defense does play the way they normally do, this could be a 10-win team if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy. It could be a 10-win team.
They'll be 500.
Right.
They'll be 500.
Any player in the league off the top of your head you think is going to have a kind of blowback year a little bit? They've been really good for a couple of years. This might be the year to come back. We saw that a little bit with C.J. Stroud last year. That second year kind of
they regress
sophomore
a little
slump.
Bit
a little regression.
I have to think.
And I say that because the first thing that came to my mind was when you brought up Josh Allen and we talked about Lamar Jackson and guys like that. Their stats sometimes. Maybe they have 2 more wins, but the stats are a little bit less. That's where I'm basically talking about. Is there anyone that you could think off the top of your head, the top of your noggin? I guess one of the other names I could bring up for that, maybe a Jalen Hurts type player, where you might think maybe the stats go back a little bit, but they're still at 10 to 12 wins.
It's tough to say Hurts because I mean, Hurts is not a flashy quarterback. He's not.
No.
He's not
He's
going to
very
come.
consistent.
Right.
Yeah, he's not going
Right.
to come out and throw for 500 yards one game, 600 yards
Right.
one game. You
Right.
know what you're going to get from Jalen Hurts. You're going to get
Very
a solid
consistent.
230 to 300 passing yards. Maybe because of the freaking tush push, he'll get 15 to
Right.
30 yards rushing. He can scramble too.
Yeah, no,
he's not
he
bad.
does, right.
So I mean, it's hard to tell with his stats. Maybe he'll have like less stats because coming off a Super Bowl, you're coming off a high. But he's a very interesting guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows what he needs to do. He knows what
He's a
has.
leader,
Yeah,
man.
he knows what he has around him
Right.
He's a
and stuff
leader.
like that. And me and Sunshine get into it all the time because I'm like, Hurts can't pass, and then comes out in the Super Bowl and just dropping dimes
Right.
out of nowhere. So
Right.
it's just it's very random. So I would say Hurts could be one of those guys where
Right.
the stats.
I'm thinking of
will
top
go-
tier
yeah,
guys.
Yeah, well,
right, of
stats will
course.
go down a little bit, but the wins and stuff won't
Right.
affect them and stuff like
Right.
that because they're still going to win. I mean, how can they not?
No, I mean Philly's going to win between 10 and 12 games. I
Yeah.
think easy.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
whatever the Hard Rock number on that is. I think if it's 9.5, you go over. Like at that point, even if it's 10.5, I might even still go over at that point because they're Philadelphia. All right, so let's do this. Let's end this session. Now we got a preview to think about for next week. We're going to do our predictions. We'll give Super Bowl preview. We're going to get into our picks. It's something we've talked about with JT now for a while. Literally, we are going to do our picks every single week. We're going to go through the entire schedule from and by the way, as a little teaser, not only do you get Thursday Night Football to start the season, there's Friday. In Brazil, there's a Friday game in Brazil. And then, by the way, Saturday, we still have the college football slate.
Texas OC.
Right. And then Sunday, we have opening Sunday for the NFL. And then Monday Night Football. That is 5 straight days of madness coming up here. We're going to talk about
I'm
it.
gonna wear in the couch. A
might-
little
Right,
bit.
right.
might have
I
to-
feel like I already am. I feel like I'm sunken into this is my couch from home, right? That's
I
it.
might have to throw something on the grill. For the
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah,
Might have to
yeah,
throw
yeah.
something on the grill.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's fun. That's funny that CJ said that because that is one of my questions in the next when we do our next session for the preview as well. So that'll do it for this one. We'll end this one here because next session is gonna be big. Our next episode is gonna be really big when we preview what we like our Super Bowl picks. We're going to talk about our picks for the week in general, and then, of course, what the plan is going to be for everybody from Thursday to Sunday or Monday night outside of sitting on our asses for about 5 days straight. I said ass. I didn't have to spell it out like CJ did earlier in the podcast.
I didn't know.
No, it was very nice by him. We don't. Ass is okay. Ass is okay. We could say that. We're good there. All right, for CJ, for JT, for Kobe, I am Radio. This is Radio's Yard. This has been our football preview show, but the next episode is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get right to it, so stick with us. Make sure you subscribe, comment,
please.
like. You already know if you've seen our stuff. If you make a comment, more than likely someone is going to comment right back at you at there, whether you like it or not. So make sure you keep on commenting. We love the interaction. It's fun for all of us as well. Nobody gets mad. We love it. Just make sure you like, subscribe, and all that stuff. So for Kobe, for the football boys, this has been another episode here of our pre-football podcast. I say pre-football because the season's starting soon.
Yep.
We're really ready for it. We're excited for it as well. We'll be back next week with you guys for another big preview before week 1 of the NFL season. So for the boys, I'm Radio. This has been the Live at $1 podcast.